A good throw pillow can run anywhere from $15 to as much as $150. Are you kidding me? Today I'm going to show you how to make one for yourself for under $15 without any sewing. Hey everyone, thanks for clicking. I'm Katie. This is Katie Fehlinger DIY, and on this channel, I focus on helping you make your home your happiest place through ideas, techniques, and tutorials like you'll see in this video. So if you're into that, consider subscribing for new videos every single Thursday. So I'm a sucker for a great throw pillow, but they get expensive. And while I know how to sew one, I prefer not to, mainly because it's a bit of a hassle for me to break out my sewing machine because I don't actually have a dedicated space for it. So I'll usually just bail on both spending and sewing my own throw pillows with the method that I'm going to show you today. This is the finished product. It incorporates two kinds of fabric, and again, I never took a needle and thread to this thing. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to make one of your own. And a quick heads up, make sure that you do in fact watch to the end, because I'm going to share a bonus tip that's important depending where you plan to use your pillow. Okay, so let's just get into it, and we're going to start with what you're going to need. A pillow form, fabric, I used about a yard for this project, some liquid stitch, a fabric pen, scissors, a ruler, and not pictured here, an iron. I'll also have links to the key products I used down in the description so that you can find those easily. Now the first thing we need to do is measure and cut down our material. I'm using this mustache printed burlap for the front of my pillow and this plain black cotton for the back. So heads up, I already ironed and smoothed out my fabric so my measurements would be precise when I went to cut. So I definitely advise that you do that. Now the front of my pillow needs to be cut to the exact dimensions of my pillow form. I'm using a 16 by 16 inch pillow, so I'm going to measure 16 inches on all sides and mark where I need to cut with my fabric pen. The fabric pen is cool because the ink on one side disappears after a day or two, and the ink on the other side of the pen just comes out in the wash. Now cutting this front piece to the exact dimensions of my pillow form means that technically the finished front will measure at 15 by 15. So the pillow form is going to push up against the seam to make the whole pillow look nice and full. Okay, my pillow front piece is all measured, and now I'll just make my cuts. Moving on to the back of my pillow, and for this, I'm cutting two pieces. So there's a formula to figuring out your measurements for this. The width will be the same as the front. In this case, it's 16. Then to figure out your height, you'll take that same width plus 6 and divide by 2. So your measurements may vary from mine here, but follow that formula to figure it out. So in this example, I'm taking 16 plus 6 divided by 2, which equals 11. So I need two pieces of fabric, both measured at a height of 11 inches by a width of 16 inches. Again, I'll measure and mark and then cut. So far so good? Let me know in the comments if everything's making sense to you. I feel like once the measuring's done though, the rest is a total breeze. Okay, it's time to head to the ironing board next. And this is where I'm going to prep the pieces for the back of the pillow to be glued. So with my iron on a medium setting, I'll freehand fold one of the longer sides of my black fabric over just about a ½ inch, and then iron that down to form a crease. And then I'll do it again. So I'm making two folds here. Let that cool a bit, and then I'll grab for my liquid stitch. So you need to shake this up well before you use it. And then I'm just going to run a line of glue down the length of the underside of the crease, use the tip of the tube to spread it out a bit, and then paste it down. And then you're just going to do the same thing for the second back piece. Now I was a little overzealous on this one with the glue, so some of it managed to seep out. That's totally fine. It'll dry completely clear, so I'm really not worried about that. Okay, now I'm going to attach the back to the front, and to do that, I'll start by laying down the front piece of my pillow face up. And then I'm going to place my back pieces face down with the raw edges on the outside and those edges that I just glued in the middle. These two pieces are supposed to overlap because we're making an envelope style opening. Next, I'm going to take my fabric pen again and mark where the folded edges end. And I'll do this for both pieces. So I'll be gluing around the edges from mark to mark. Don't forget to shake up your liquid stitch, and then, same as before, Draw a line of glue around the edge, leaving about 1/2 inch from the outermost edge. And then you're going to place that first back piece face down. And you'll do basically the same thing for the other piece. So just draw a line of glue from mark to mark, and yes, you will be gluing over part of that other back piece. And again, just place that piece face down with the finished seam in the middle. Next, just take your scissors and clip the corners, making sure not to cut into any of the glue that you just laid down. This is going to really just help reduce the bulk in the corners when we go to turn the pillow cover inside out. But this does need a few hours to dry completely, so I'm going to let it sit for a while and then we'll finish up. Now, I love how customizable something like this is. And guys, if you want to take it a step further, I have a video and printable instructions showing you how to create a custom stenciled pillow. Now, I've made a number of awesome pillows for my reading room that I love using this method. So if you're interested in checking that out, I'll link the info up here and also down in the description. Okay, through the magic of editing, my pillow cover is totally dry and the glue has set. So now I'm going to flip the cover right side out, use my finger to poke out those corners and sharpen them up, and then stuff in the pillow form. Now, provided you gave the glue enough time to set, you should notice how sturdy the seams are. Even though we measured this to really push against the seams, they're holding really well. Awesome. So here's that bonus tip I mentioned at the beginning. There are other no-sew options available besides fabric glue, like heat bonding tape. But if you plan to use your pillow outside, go with the fabric glue. The reason being, a lot of times outdoor fabric shouldn't be ironed with high heat. And the last thing you'd want to do is ruin your fabric before you even got started. Now, that said, I am going to show you how to use heat bonding tape in a future video, so stay tuned for that. But now you have one surefire way to easily create your own pillow that looks awesome and can be done for under $15. Love it. And guys, if you loved this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. That feedback really lets me know that you're into these kind of videos, and it helps me plan for future ones that I know you're gonna wanna see. Also, be sure to subscribe and share this with your creator friends. Now, while we're at it, if you're a DIY junkie like me, then you need to join my creator community. It's where you're gonna get content exclusive to that group, and the link to sign up is down in the description. Meantime, in between uploads, stay in touch with me. I'm on all the social platforms. They're all listed below, and I always love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, everyone. Keep creating your happy place, and I'll see you next Thursday. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Oh. Meantime, in between uploads. Would you believe that I studied vocal performance back in the day? I clearly was awesome at it. So the third thing we'll need to do is measure. Now the third, good Lord. We did it, gang.